Much more Texans talk now with Daniel and Seth back at the studio. Guys?
Oh, thank you very much, Jason. We're still watching the game here in the studio, too. I can't believe they've gone ahead 11-8. It's an awesome atmosphere. But I do want to mention one thing. We are having some video problems. We're going to try to correct those issues and try to bring you some of the moving pictures from the Texans game today. But for this segment, it's actually good that we don't have video because we're talking Texans defense.
Yeah.
and that was awful.
The run defense was okay. The pass defense was atrocious, and it got steadily worse.
They
made some plays. They made some plays early on, and obviously the Texans had a lead for many parts of the game. The fourth quarter, everything just fell apart completely, and it was really, really discouraging to see guys flat out uncovered in the end zone. A fullback, you let a fullback run unfettered down the middle of the field for a touchdown. That shouldn't happen in the NFL.
At what point do you, as a head coach, call a timeout? Especially on that last drive. Okay, the Texans are winning 38-34. You can kind of see this kind of falling apart right in front of your eyes. Do you not, as a head coach, call a timeout, bring everybody back to the sideline and say, hey, guys, listen, let's just calm down, just regroup? Or am I just
I think it's hard. It's hard because
here?
they're so valuable on offense. As you'd like to think you can get a stop at some point.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys get cramps. We saw Carlos Watkins go down, and it's not the world. If this is the rule. When you're getting run on defense like that, especially on a long drive and everybody's gassed, if you do get injured, don't be a hero. Go ahead and stay down. It's not faking an injury, but it's being like, all right, I need some time to get up. So they had a little bit of that. I think on the very last play where nobody covered, where a guy was left completely uncovered, somebody's got to realize that there's discombobulation there. Then you can, on the field, call a timeout because there were three guys open on that play. There were three guys that could have had a touchdown on that play.
They weren't even set for that final touchdown to Jimmy Graham. Now, look, Russell Westbrook, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a fantastic quarterback, and it's amazing the Seahawks don't win more games, but maybe their defense is getting a little older, that's why. But how do you correct it?
Well,
they got Kevin Johnson back this week. He did make some plays, which is it was very nice to have him out there on the field. But how do you correct this moving forward?
I think Kevin Johnson, for one, he ended up leaving. I don't know if he came back in or not. He limped to the sideline after one bad play. Looked like his knee was still bothering him. Hopefully he'll get better with more reps and more time back. Part of the problem is, I don't want to blame the defensive backs completely. The defensive line wasn't getting a great pass rush. Jadeveon Clowney was getting an incredible pass rush. He was in the backfield all day long. He was great. But you look at the rest of the defensive line right now, and there are a lot of guys that are traditional 3-4 defensive lineman-looking guys, really good at stopping the run. Seattle, well into the fourth quarter, only had 2 yards rushing. Russell Wilson ended up scampering for a few more and doing all right. They did a great job versus the run. One thing that was frustrating was, you're doing such a good job versus the run. Stop biting on play action. Stop leaving tight ends free in the end zone, linebackers. You're doing a great. You don't have to bite on that play action. You're handling the run already just fine.
You mentioned Clowney, and now he's had games where he's had more sacks, more stats on the stat sheet, but today he was just so disruptive back there. And you have to think that during the bye week he kind of told himself, hey, look, it's on me, right? So we'll get more into Texans talk here in a little bit. We'll talk about Hopkins and Richard Sherman, all that stuff coming up right here on Sports Extra after this commercial timeout.